Hello again, it's Joey John McGuire. I'm in my mate's pub in Fulham Broadway. Change of scenery. I come here often, or I have done over the years. Yesterday I was in Stepney Green, at Witherspoon's pub called the Half Moon, where I met a young lady who had a few issues. And I promised her that if she watched that on my website and YouTube, that I would write a poem for her. And bearing in mind she left an indelible imprint, a memory on my mind of who she is. Here is the poem, and just so she remembers, in case she was a little bit inebriated. That's the boot to find it in. It's called Misframed Issues. The harshness of the vitriol shocked me to the bone, came somewhat undeserved, as it was delivered from out of nowhere, without so much as a warning, sending a cold shiver scuttling down my unsuspecting spine. It was unsettling. Only moments earlier I'd been enjoying the luxury of people watching, then shared friendly smiles and words with what I had perceived to be a pleasant enough young lady who had a certain charm that hid what lay beneath a brittle veneer that up until then I'd failed to see. Ouch! How wrong could I have been? Too late to reverse an invite to sit, she was in my face, troll-like and delivering a nasty venom, her acid tongue spitting a rage so deeply formed and so intense I could almost feel the lashing welts scalding my brain, with a maelstrom of stored hatred unleashed from the bowels of her soul. Well risen, I thought I'd seen almost everything in my travels, but I must admit, here I was caught unawares and wanting, unable to comprehend such verbal abuse from someone who'd been a stranger only moments before. And to complicate things even further, anyone within earshot would have heard her vile accusations, which drew more than slight concern, as they weren't pretty, verging on being criminal, most definitely dangerous to my well-being. Embarrassment was welling upwards, my flushing cheek showing on the outside for all to see. Quickly I realized it was a pointless task to argue, to even try to defend my position, because this poor, unfortunate woman was not about to listen. With her script well learned and versed, she was delivering an onslaught, making her the epitome of every decent man's worst possible dream. My own fault, really, for I had invited her to sit down, and I had been watching her, handling her liquor with all the finesse of an expert. She may well have been tipsy, but I sensed there was more to her outburst. She had been rambling to herself. If I were to be honest, I did sense an air about her, suggesting she may be a victim. I could have avoided this episode had it not been for my poetic curiosity getting the better of me, as per usual. If it was true, what she said about Daddy and the dog, then it would be hard to imagine what this wretched woman had been suffering, how she'd had the strength to survive, and full marks to her having done so. So instead of hating her back, my heart went out to her, even though I had become the sole target for her revenge. There was every chance that I would recover from the superficial wounds she had so unkindly inflicted upon me, but she, no doubt, for many more years to come, would have to face the fires of hell that had so cruelly been ignited within her adolescent soul. Hence my parting words. I'd like to think I kindly delivered. The pleasure was all mine, Alexander. The impression everlasting. But it's time for me to go. Well, Alexander, this has got to be one of the hardest places in the world to deliver that home to you, because there's so much goes on around me in this pub. But I tried my best for you, and I think you owe me a punch in the nose and then an apology.